Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at the atomic structure. So if we go into this simulation and click on the atom, we're going to try to make lithium. So lithium is a pretty good element to study. Well, I might ask, maybe a bonus question might be for you to try to work out throughout the video why I've chosen lithium of all the elements I could have chosen. But I might answer that at the end of the lesson. So basically, it's got an atomic number of 3 and it's got a mass number of 7. So when I start to add protons, let's see what happens. If I give it 1 proton, it's called itself hydrogen. Well, that's because let's just see. If I give it another proton, it's called helium. It doesn't really matter what else I do to it. It seems that the only thing that affects its name is the protons, and that's true. The only thing so every single helium atom has got 2 protons, and every single atom that has 2 protons is called helium. There is no other type of helium, and the same with lithium. So lithium has got 3 protons, and if we look over here, 1, 2, 3, it's the 3rd atom on the periodic table, because the atomic number goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? So if I add to the next one, you might be able to guess what it's going to be. Beryllium. So let's take that one off. And so that was beryllium over there. So this is lithium. Now notice the mass number has changed to 3 when I added the 3 protons, and the net charge changed to 3. Okay. So it's a mass number of 3, and I'm trying to make a mass number of 7. We've already discovered that I can't add more protons because that will no longer be lithium. I need to make lithium with a mass number of 7, so I've got to add something else. If I add an electron, that didn't change the mass number. It did change the net charge. We'll come back to that. Let's add the neutrons. And that changed the mass number, so that's looking good. I'll add a few more of those. And now we've got what we needed. When I added each neutron changed the mass number by 1, so did the protons. So we can say now that the mass number is equal to the protons plus the neutrons, whereas the atomic number is just the protons. So we've got our lithium nucleus in the middle. That's complete now, but we need to balance out this net charge. We've noticed that the protons are positive and the electrons are negative, because when I added 1, it said it had a negative charge, and it reduced the total charge, or the net charge, down to 2. It was at 3, now it's down to 2. So when I give it another one, it's obviously going to go down to 1, sorry, and I give it one more, and we have a neutral atom. So this is my complete lithium atom, and there's 2 more observations to make about this atom, and that is, three more observations to make. One, that the electrons couldn't all go around the outside in a normal way, but the first shell, this dotted line we call a shell, this first shell, we can call this the first shell, can only hold up to 2 electrons. The next shell is where the 3rd electron went, can hold up to 8 electrons. But it doesn't necessarily have 8. It depends how many electrons we need to put on. In this case, we needed to put on 3 electrons because it needed to cancel out the 3 protons. Okay? So the charges are balanced. Everything's good. We've noticed that where the electrons went. And the 2 more observations we want to notice is that there are 2 shells in this electron, and it's on the 2nd row. And there is 1 electron in the outside shell, and it's on the 1st column. That's relevant, and we will look at why that is later on. Now, bonus question was, why have I chosen lithium? So the reason why I've chosen lithium is because I don't want to have an atom that's got the same number of protons as neutrons, because otherwise you might think, well, is this the number of protons or the number of neutrons? And you might also think that we always have the same number of protons as neutrons. that's not the case, although you do have the same number of electrons as protons. So lithium's a good atom for that. It's also not too big, so it won't take us very long to make. So lithium is really the best atom for that. So that was the bonus question, and that's the end of the video.